Then you get on stage, pull yourself to the stage, and this is where we put a hand on a chair. Make sure you have your own, so we don't fall on the floor. Let you do this. Do you understand? Does anybody have any issues on it? Anybody need anything? If you have a seat. This would be a new environment, so I'd probably let you do some warm-ups or something on the stage just to kind of get used to the sound, and then we go. Okay? So, we're ready? And they would say something like, the next band will be next band.
Do something. Take a deep breath. That's it. Now take a deep breath. Go ahead. Next thing. Just breath. Oh, there you go. Breathe all the way down to your abdomen, okay? Take a deep breath. Next thing. One more time. Out. Feel better? Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, just gonna record everything you do. There's no pressure. That's called sarcasm, okay? And we're gonna email it. We're gonna send it to Mr. Lindbeck, and he can either listen to it and go, "Hey guys, we sounded great," or "Don't burn it." Either way. Okay? So just relax. You're here to have fun, right? You're not here to have fun. You're here to live. That's fun.
Just a little while longer.
Yeah.
They'll be playing Old Churches and Adrenaline Engine. See how that'll work, right? really Mr. Church is going to come with you a little bit. So please give your full attention to Mr. Church.
I'm going to ask you a question. First off, sit back. You're making me tired. Look back around. How many of you like the service? Good. Good. Turn around. So, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you feel like it's dorky to have to tuck them in? Okay. You can turn around and show them that. Now, here's why I bring that up, okay? I've judged junior high kids, high school, marching band, jazz, all that kind of stuff, okay? Some people go with uniforms, some people go with dress shirts and ties, all of that kind of stuff, okay? I've judged bands that do the shirt, the t-shirt thing, like where they come in, they're hanging out all over the place. Jeans are holy, they've got flip-flops on, and all kinds of other stuff. You probably don't like to hear his speech about how to dress, do you? But just seeing you guys come in the door, I knew this was going to be good to listen to. I wrote 2 pages of notes and didn't play a note. And you're like, well, uh-oh. I mean, it was just about your approach to today. I mean, I just made a whole bunch of notes, and I'll share them with him, and you can kind of go over a lot of that stuff with you, okay? But what I said is, you look very professional. Okay? The shirts are not hanging out, even though by the way, they said it's dorky to have to tuck them in, just so you know. But what I'm saying is, it comes across in a very professional manner. And you need to understand that. You don't like it, do you? Go ahead and admit it. But it looks good, okay? It looks better. You know, I don't know how you dress at school. You know, I'm sure you guys have a dress code at school, and the principal's somewhere, isn't she? Yeah, okay. And you probably don't like the things she says about dress code, do you? But you know what? If you dress better in school, guess what usually happens? You behave better, and you just get different results. It's the same thing here. You know, whether your director says wear a dress shirt and a tie, or wear our band t-shirts and tuck them in, it still gives that certain image. If I went over to her and she had a job opening at her school, and I showed up in flip-flops, shorts, and a t-shirt and said, I want to work for you, what is she going to think? Get out. He said, whoever said it, you're right, get out. She might listen to me, but she's definitely not going to hire me to come teach at your school, is she? It just gives that certain kind of a thing. And you don't like it, you feel like you're dorky, right? Well, as soon as you get out of here, you'll probably let you rip them out and, not rip them up. Rip them out of your pants and sit on the bus and go, thank God I don't feel like a dork anymore. Okay? I mean, you understand what I'm getting at? You may not like it, but it gives all that certain image, and that's good too. You need to understand that. Not to mention the way you're sitting the whole time. You know, your parents are probably going like, they're never that quiet at home. Right? Okay. But what I'm saying is everything you did while you're warming up, when you came in, besides, wow, this is a big room. Okay, all of those kind of things, you were very professional, you're very focused. And Mr. Lindback talked, this is a little different than going to a regular conference. You warm up in one room, and maybe go in another room, and there aren't parents watching you do all this stuff. And, Ms. Meadows and I are not standing here, listen to every word he says, and everything you do, and all that kind of thing. But it's still, your approach has a lot to do with it. We host the high school state band contest here, and I always like hanging out in the warm-up room more than I do listening to them perform, because I know how they're going to perform by the way they come into a warm-up room. I know that might sound kind of weird to say that, but I mean, I've been sitting here different years, and the band director will literally start yelling at his kids in the warm-up room. And I don't mean talking loud, I mean yelling at them. And I know exactly how that band's going to perform when they go into the indoor theater on stage, when they've got, judges here for their state contest. So everything you did was very, very professional. You need to know that. And I'm sure it's not like that at home all the time, is it? Mr. Lindback's never raised his voice to get you to be quiet. You're quiet like this every day. This is why you're doing this, okay? But I mean, even though you might not think those are big deals, it is. It just kind of gives off that certain kind of image and stuff, okay? You came in and you took care of business. Okay, what do you do every day before you get started? Before that? So don't you kind of like do the little breathing things you're doing and all that stuff? Okay. Now, keep in mind, I may say some things, or she may say some things to you that are completely opposite of what he's ever told you. And I think we're all products of our environment. We're products of the people we're around. All of your teachers. Some of your teachers have told you things you liked. Some of your teachers have told you things you didn't like. But you're still a product of all that you learned, right? So you can take some of my comments and go, what a wacko, if you want to. And then go, oh my God, that guy's nuts or whatever. You may, hopefully, you'll learn a few things from us, okay? What I would ask you to do when you're doing all this breathing stuff, keep your mouth formed like you are when you play. Because when I was watching you kind of warm your faces up a little bit, some of you are going, I don't any of you play that way, do you? So what I would recommend you do is set your mouth. Like if you're playing flute, you go to fluteometer, right? Just wait for your mouth. If you're playing tuba, you do something else, or trumpet, something else. So I would set your mouth the way you would normally play, and do all of your breathing exercises that way. First thing I do with our high school kids every day, guess what it is? We breathe. Guess what we do with our beginning band every day before we get started? Same kind of stuff. Okay? And it's kind of a struggle because sometimes you kind of get a little lazy with some of that stuff, but form your mouth. That way, when you start playing, you've already practiced breathing, right? And you're going to breathe the same way your instruments. You kind of understand what I'm getting at? Does that make sense? Okay. Brass players, something I would even encourage you to do, I don't know if you do this at home or not, buzz your mouthpieces too. You ever do much of that one? I mean, I would do that. I mean, like if he gives you time to warm up on your own, I wouldn't just start playing those. I would pick your mouthpiece up and just start buzzing on your mouthpiece. And for brass players, there's a little gadget. If you're really into this whole band thing, it's called a burp. No, not what you probably want to do in Lambert's later, okay? Little plastic thing. Looks like this. And I've been reading up on these things for a couple of woodwind players. Sorry, they don't have them for woodwinds. Percussion, they don't have them for you guys either. This is kind of a brass thing. We were so serious about using these, our entire marching band had one of these on our instruments this year. And it made an incredible difference in the sound of what they did. So if you're really into the mouthpiece buzzing, and we have our 6th graders bought these this year. And already our 6th graders are playing better than our 7th graders did last year when they were 6th graders. So all this breathing stuff you do, whether you think you realize or not, it helps. Whether you like the mouthpiece buzzing or not, it helps. And all of that kind of thing. First here. And what these things do, this is just something to kind of bug mom and dad. Hey, mom and dad, I want to burp. Not what you're thinking. Okay? If you go to your parents and say, I want to burp, they'll probably slap you. You all understand what I mean by burp, right? Like that kind of burp. Okay. Just making sure you understood what I was talking about. See, these things actually fit on your instrument. Okay? And then, I'm going to use this guy as a guinea pig, okay? Sit up straight. Buzz something. A little harder. Harder. No, not higher, just a little harder. Come on, nobody's watching, you just do it. Can I do this? Yeah. Playing open G. Feel weird?
Yeah.
See how much more air is going through the horn, though? See, the neat thing about, and brass players, this is something Mr. Lindback can kind of talk more about these later with you or whatever. These things are great little practicing tools. Not to mention your parents won't, like, throw you out of the house because you're playing so much either. And you can take these off your instrument, you can stick your mouthpiece in them, and all that sort of thing. And they're really good to practice with. And if you notice, they're a lot quieter, too, right? So if Dad's in there watching March Madness and all that kind of stuff on TV, and you're wanting to practice your horn, you can actually just put your mouthpiece directly in these. And they also have a little resistance thing on them. You can make them either easier to blow or not. And I don't know if Lindback knows some stuff about these. I'll be honest with you, a year ago, I never used these things, but I am probably the biggest advocate of these ever. They're great. Woodwind, sorry. Percussion, sorry. But they're really, really good for brass players. 14, 15 bucks, something like that. Okay? I know you didn't want a commercial for burps, did you? Come here, can you do the warm-up thing you did earlier? The little whatever that thing is. Can you do that for me real quick? You guys going, what? I'm going to ask you to do something else. This might be against what he said. I'm going to ask you to do it my way right now, okay? Don't check it. Without him conducting, and it was all you guys, and did a one step in your foot. Guess which one of the three of those is the best? The middle. Good for you. The middle one. You weren't tapping, he wasn't conducting. That doesn't say anything about his conducting, okay? But what I'm saying is, still without, you know. What I'm trying to get you to understand is, when I'm watching your feet, guess why the middle one was the best? It has nothing to do with his conducting. Your feet are with your playing. I mean, I was kind of standing back over by my office door, okay? I was watching people's feet, and I was watching his hands and listening to your playing. Your feet, your tongues aren't lining up. Guess what the hardest thing is for somebody to learn how to march in a marching band is? Playing and getting their feet going, okay? So, now not everybody taps your foot, do you? Some of you do, some of you don't. But what I'm saying is, if you happen to be one of those people that your foot doesn't quite hit the beat, and that's the person guys a lot of you aren't, you might consider relying more on that guy right there with the big stick, okay? And that way you deal a lot more with kind of, I call it an internal slot, or an internal metronome. Understand what I'm getting at? Because I'll be honest with you, the best time you played, you didn't do anything, you weren't tapping, and you just played. Can you hear how much better it sounded? Something that's kind of sticking in the back of your brain, okay? Okay, brainstorm play. They're like, oh my, no, oh no, pick on me now. I'm going to apologize to you guys standing behind me, okay? Let me ask you a question. What does this sound like? Does that sound? Which one sounds better to you? First one or second one?
I think
What about you? Okay, I'm going to do it again. I didn't say louder, which one sounds better. Keep that in mind. Here's the first one. Mr. Lindbeck, what do you think?
Second one.
second one.
Okay, the second one is much better, just so you know. Okay, now here's why. Both of you are holding your horns up and your hands are right there on the bell. That stops the metal from vibrating, and it really does weird things to your sound. So if you're going to hold them up, see how my hand is cupped there a little bit? Do that with it. Now if you want, you can rest it down here on your leg if you want. But the way both of you are holding your French horns like this, you weren't doing that, which is okay. However he tells you to hold them, that's how you hold them. Okay. But don't put your hand there. If you'll do it this way, if you listen to the sound. See my hand? Now let's look at my hand. To me, that's a little more bright, brassy, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Just a thought. Whatever. You guys didn't know you were going to learn something today too, did you? Okay. Trombone player.